It's time for Give Me the Headlines, presented by Hyundai. And yes, the Bears do it again. They beat the Vikings 19-17. Chris, what's the headline for this one?
Dancing Bears, baby. I mean, they're one of the great shows in sports right now. And then, I mean, if you saw Cairo Santos after the football game, which I didn't really get what the hell he was doing here, but gritty skull dance,
amazing.
That is pretty good,
incredible. I knew it had to be some kind of gritty. But I didn't catch on to the clap.
I didn't get it either. And, I'm there with Maria Taylor and Devin McCourty, who are a lot cooler than me, right? That's not Jason Garrett. He wouldn't know that. But so those two, I always look at them and like, what is that? And they're like, I don't know what he's doing.
She said on the broadcast, she's like, I'm not quite sure what that was.
Is. Right. I wish you would have had Pete Demolita just to let us know on that one. But, amazing, right? Amazing that we're sitting here right now and the Bears are 7-3. In a lot of ways. And you got to give credit to the head coach. I think that's the first thing.
Without a doubt.
He's instilled a toughness and an edge about their football team that they didn't have. They were in a number of games like this last year, and they would always come out on the other end. Now they're coming out on the right side of things. That's the big thing. So a little bit like the Commanders last year, they believe, or the Broncos this year, they just believe, hey, if the game's close to the end, we got the magic touch here to make it happen. So yesterday wasn't real impressive. It was impressive because their D played pretty good. Caleb Williams, still a young quarterback, he was not great. You got the sense yesterday that Ben Johnson didn't totally trust him.
That's what stood out to me. He knew when to put the training wheels back on.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, when they went on their 15-play, 74-yard touchdown drive, they ran the ball 11 times on that drive. And because it was a little shaky at first. So I think he was like, all right, let me just calm this down. I believe my defense can stop Minnesota's offense because he knows, hey, it's basically a rookie quarterback over there in J.J. McCarthy right now. So they played the game the right way. Their offense still isn't perfect. They still are relying on kind of big plays. Caleb doesn't take advantage of the system in totality there. Right? But all in all, I think it's going in the right direction. But, yeah, with some of those mistakes and just the punt return, right? I mean, the punt return was the thing that changed the football game because you went, man, McCarthy's all over the place with the ball. He's still got to develop. He's got a strong arm, but he's still not a gifted passer, right? And then you've heard me say this. It's just he doesn't have all the clubs in the bag.
Right.
There's no touch. There's no flick of the wrist. There's no sidearm. It's the same throw every throw, whether the guy's 5 feet away or 50 feet away. And that's where he's got to work on that a little bit. And he's got a little bit of a long delivery. But, yeah, throwing the ball was a struggle for them. But 16-13, they hang around, big punt return, and J.J. has shown he's clutch, starts to make a few big throws at the end of the football game, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap. And Minnesota's winning this football game miraculously after being outplayed for the majority of it.
And they've done that before.
Right. But then the big play Bears answered. Duvernay, right? Get a completion, I think. Maybe got one completion, and they set up Cairo Santos to hit the game-winning field goal, and that's that.
For the Bears, 5 fourth-quarter comeback wins. That's tied for the most in a season in franchise history, going back to 2001. Plus 16 turnover margin this season. That's the best in the NFL. The first division win this season. They were 0-2 in their division. Joey Davis weighing in says the Bears have a similar feel of the Chiefs where if the game is close, they're going to pull out the win, and the only way to beat us is to blow us out. I think he's referencing the last year's
old year Chiefs. We got it.
Right.
We got it. Right. This year's Broncos, last year's Chiefs. Right. Yeah. But, yeah, I think they have that little feel.
Which, like you said, is coaching.
And I think it's the coaching. It's the toughness in him. And then also, too, they got playmakers, right? That's the one thing we've kind of been talking about where we go, wait, the system doesn't work all like the way we want it to. But Caleb, Luther Burden, DeAndre Swift, right? Even Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, they can all make plays.
So and now two running backs.
Which
is what he always wanted.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He's kind of got a little bit of his, Jameer Gibbs and Monungai's Montgomery that way.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, I think there is that belief. And that belief is tangible. I've been there. The year I was on the Bucs team, we went to the playoffs, and I was the starting quarterback. Listen, we were good. We weren't great, but we did have a belief, and I think that year we had 6 or 7 fourth-quarter comebacks where we just felt like, oh, this is our time right here. We're comfortable, and you do get comfortable. You get to a point where after you do 1 or 2 of them, you look up at the scoreboard in another close game, and you're like, oh, My blood pressure didn't even rise. We're ready. We can do this. And that's kind of where you get mentally as a player when you start doing things like that.
For J.J. McCarthy, 2 interceptions. He's the third quarterback in the last 10 seasons with an interception in each of his first 5 career games. The company he keeps, not good. Zach Wilson in 2021, DeShone Kizer in 2017. Chris, it feels like a lot of people are already kind of reading the verdict on McCarthy. Is that unfair?
I think it is. I think it's a little too early.
Well, I thought he was a developmental quarterback, but so many developmental quarterbacks are drafted in the first round.
Yeah,
so now he's being treated as something I think he's not.
I would agree with you there. And, I stand by the point of saying he's still a rookie. He didn't get to do anything last year. So this is a different experience for him. I also think on top of that, we just expect any quarterback that plays for Kevin O'Connell to kind of hit the ground running because we've seen him do it with all these guys.
He's got the magic touch.
He's got the magic touch.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback whisperer, right? What's going on here? Right? And no, this is a young guy where he probably doesn't feel comfortable giving him the full, vast variety of their offense, right? It's a little bit still like, hey, I don't want to do too much here. He doesn't execute everything the way I want it, right? So we're going to keep it simple into what he does well. Then I think on top of that, you go, they don't run the ball well. They don't run the ball enough. Even when they do run the ball well, you go, oh, they should have ran it more, and they didn't do that. And so with all of that there, that doesn't help out a rookie quarterback. And then like we talked about, he's got to help himself out a little too. He's got to help himself out and find – it's not going to happen now. But in the offseason, he has to do some mechanical work about throwing the ball with a touch and anticipation, right, shortening his motion a little bit, the flick of the wrist that I talk about, all of that. Because, every ball is basically the same ball from J.J. McCarthy.
Is there something to when you played quarterback almost being too fired up? He looks like his adrenaline is like, I understand in professional sports, your adrenaline has to get somewhere.
Yeah. But
you're
yes,
out there with maniacs.
There definitely is.
But with him, it's like he even says he has his own nickname when he plays. He calls himself 9.
Well,
but it also looks like he's out there and like everything is just 120 miles an hour.
Adrenaline,
like
lack of experience,
like a reliever.
Right?
But that's not quarterback.
No, it's not quarterback. But that can happen. Remember, you probably have seen the old NFL clips with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
They used to be like, hey, no more rocket balls. Because early in the game, he was juiced up, and he just, you kind of think you're going normal, but you don't realize you're like, oh, my gosh, this is awesome. And you're kind of going at a faster level to where you think, hey, I threw that ball smooth. But you were really like, wow, oh, my gosh. And then, you come over to the sideline, the coach is like, why'd you throw that so hard?
Right.
And you're like, I don't know. And there's 80,000 people, and people are trying to knock my head off, and it came out hot. Right. So there is some of that. And that's where the experience and calming down. And Justin Jefferson, even at one point, me and Florio read his lips on the sideline. He said to J.J. McCarthy, just relax. Like, he said that to him. Right? So he's got to get there. This is a process. I think we are overjudging it, though, for a guy who just played 2 games, got hurt, and now has only been back for, 3 games now? Right? I mean, we're talking about a guy that's like in the 6th game of his NFL career here. Let's not, decapitate him and throw him to the wolves quite yet.
Our next game, the Ravens beat the Browns 23-16 in a kind of a rocky road of a game. Right. What's the headline for this one, Chris?
Ooh, the escape from the lake.
It really was.
I mean, there is the mistake by the lake, and that's the whole Cleveland Browns organization. But this is the escape from the lake by the Baltimore Ravens, which used to be the Cleveland Browns organization.
Right. How it all goes full circle.
They escaped all the way. They were like, we're actually getting out of here and going to leave you with the Browns juju. We're going to change ourselves to the Ravens. Wasn't a beautiful game by the Ravens, but when you muff a punt in your own 10-yard line and then you have a tip pass interception, pick 6, I don't care who you are in the NFL. You're down 13-3 on the road against a team like the Cleveland Browns with that defense. It's going to be a struggle. You make 2 mistakes like that early on in a football game in the NFL, I don't care who you are, you're going to be in a dogfight. And that's really what it boils down to, because it just took a while for Baltimore's offense to find a way. And we know, that Cleveland Browns defense is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And Myles Garrett's insane. I swear he's gotten better the last 2 years than he was, when he was 27 and 26.
4 sacks again.
It's incredible.
I hate to say this, though. He's starting to feel like Angels Ohtani.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, when you watch
We're wasting this, right?
When you're watching the Browns, you're like, this is one of the most remarkable humans I've ever seen play football. And then another year goes by and you're like, oh, man. Myles Garrett, when he's 30, are we going to look back and be like, what are the big games we spotlighted him in? And I'm not there's no blame on him, because I think he'd be awesome in a big game.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a shame.
No,
right now. And he chose to stay. He took the money.
Right.
This isn't a sympathy.
Yeah. It just stinks as a fan.
As a fan, it's like, I'd love to watch Myles Garrett in an AFC championship.
Right, that's right. Yeah, you'd love to see him and be like, oh man, he's got to tackle Mahomes here in a big moment, right? Like they need it. We've been cheated of that, and yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any bright light at the end of the tunnel anytime soon. But as the game went on, hey, we saw Baltimore run the ball a little bit. And once they figured out how they're being attacked by this super talented Cleveland defense, they started to make a few plays in the pass game, right? But as we always say, with Cleveland, you almost have to play the game and go, we're not going to let their defense beat us. And they kind of put themselves in, behind the 8 ball a little bit early on in the football game, but bounced back the way we thought. Their defense was really good, it looked like, throughout most of the day. Never felt like Dylan Gabriel really got in any rhythm or scary that way. Then he gets concussed, and then Shedeur Sanders comes in, and of course, that's the worst spot you could be put in against the Ravens at home. Haven't got any reps in practice, all of that, and he didn't look very good either.
Yeah, 4 for 16, 47 passing yards. Of course, he throws the pick. It's just, like you said, it's a really tough spot to be put in, although that'll be the talking point about this game when it's probably the least important thing to come out of this game.
Yeah, that's the problem with them drafting him and all that. That's all we're going to hear about. That's all we're going to talk about, right? Kevin Stefanski, after the game, makes a comment that it was the first time he ever had reps with the number ones.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a little bit of an institutional problem. He's your backup quarterback. He should have had a few reps. That's unexcusable, right? I don't get that. And again, like I said, it was a tough spot for Shedeur to be put in. I got to go back and watch the film, but it just, at least the replays I saw and stuff, it didn't look like he was missing people down the field or any of that. Did he hold the ball a few times where I thought, oh man, get the ball out? You can't do that in the NFL, certainly. But yeah, very tough spot. He got lucky where he threw the interception, and then luckily Lamar Jackson threw the interception the very next play.
Yeah,
so it didn't
matter.
cost their football team, but all in all, the Ravens, as we know, are in a different class than the Cleveland Browns. 4th
straight win since their 1-5 start. I think the nugget that will surprise you the most, Chris, this was their first sweep of the Browns since 2020.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That really is.
For all the Browns' woes, this has not been like a clean sweep every
But there we go again, where I go, hey, Lamar, they lost a turnover about a 3-1. They still win the game by 7 points, where, again, that's what a good team can do. And I'm not sure, again, just to back to that point, where, the Bills could do that stuff. That's where I get into that. I don't know if they would have been able to save the day enough. It would have been like, hey, Josh, can you save
Get us out of
again?
this, right.
Exactly.
All right, staying within the division here, the Steelers beat the Bengals 34-12. What's the headline for this one, Chris?
Insult, injury, victory. This had it all.
It did.
I mean, one, I am a little worried about Aaron Rodgers because, to me, if you watch the replay, right, the guy falls on his wrist like this, where you would think, yeah, you could have a broken wrist, right? And I know there's some rumors out there that they think maybe there's a hairline fracture and he has to go to further imaging today, right? Because the X-ray sometimes doesn't see those hairline fractures, right? So you got to get a CAT scan.
Yeah.
Where in the old days you have to take that drink that had the blue dye to show it,
yes,
so it showed out, right?
Illuminates it.
But all in all, again, good win by the Steelers, right? Do I feel better about them? Not really. I mean, Joe Flacco and the Browns had the ball. They were going down the field, and it was 13-9, and he threw a 73-yard pick six. And that changed the game. I mean, they were on the verge where I'm going, well, they're going to kick a field goal here. Or Joe's about to throw a bomb to Jamar and T. Higgins and they'll score a touchdown, and they're going to be winning the game. That's where you were thinking.
Right.
I mean, again, so you weren't sitting here going, oh, wow, Steelers look really good today. But Duggar gets the interception, pick six, game never the same. Mason Rudolph comes in. He does a really good job for the most part running the offense.
He did.
And the defense made some plays throughout the day. So it was a Steelers type of game, at home, cold weather, turnovers, all of that. But at the same time, I don't, sit here and go, oh, okay, yeah, the Steelers are really playing some good football.
So the Bengals are now 1-7 in their last 8 after they started this season 2-0. I mean, Chris, there's no way you could put Joe Burrow back.
I would hope not.
Right?
I would hope
just feels
not. It'd be stupid.
ridiculous.
Right. I mean, we're going to put him out there so he can get his ass beat all the time? I mean, what? Still, I mean, they're just not a well-functioning football team. And, again, that's where it's hard to gauge the Steelers a little bit just because we know how bad the Bengals offense is, right? I mean, that's the other problem, too.
Their defense.
So, I mean, excuse me, the Bengals defense.
Yep.
How bad that is, right? So, yeah, I would not condone it as a guy that really loves Joe Burrow and thinks he's great. The season's over. Don't put yourself in harm's way. and just come back next year and be the awesomest Joe Burrow you can be.
The biggest lingering story to come out of this at first was Jalen Ramsey being ejected from the game for punching Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
But upon further review, and D. Sauter's weighing in here, he said another headline, Spitgate 2.0. Check out this. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's clear
that there was Jalen Ramsey was provoked. And I just can't believe this is even a thought from someone, especially after we've already seen the punishments for this action.
I just, as a human being, forget punishment, action. It's just like
unfathomable.
It's crazy. First off, it's like such a no-no in the NFL world to do that. It's the ultimate disrespect. It's the ultimate disrespect anywhere in the world, right? I mean, I'm disappointed because I love Jamar Chase. I've been around him a few times. I think he's the man. I mean, I really do. I wouldn't have thought he would even go this route. I got no problem.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked. I got no problem with Jalen Ramsey throwing a punch. He deserved it. Like
he didn't do enough.
Like he said after the game. He said it after the game. He said it in a great way, too. He's like, I mean, he spit on me. And he's like, and after that, I don't give an F. I'm going to
Let's hear from him.
Oh,
I thought it was great. We
great.
have it. Let's listen in.
Yeah.
He spit on me, so it's up. I don't give a about football after that, respectfully.
Exchanging words.
You were saying that you spit on him. Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
Just to be clear, you did not spit on him at all. That's what he's saying.
I ain't spit on nobody.
Yeah.
The problem is there's 4K cameras everywhere in the world these days where you can't.
It's too obvious.
Jalen, and I would imagine
This isn't
Mike Tomlin
this
has
isn't the
Ramsey's
Zapruder
back.
film and JFK assassination. All right, we got really cameras everywhere here. Okay, the CIA didn't take cameras away from innocent bystanders on the sidewalk and go, hey, we got to have those, confiscate those. We got enough here. We got enough.
We're going down the road today.
Yeah. We got enough here. All right. So, I'm disappointed in that, and I'm disappointed. Yeah, Jamar Chase, he's lying out of his ass right there. He really is.
Yeah. Well, the body language was also.
Yes, right. He kind of looks to the right,
not good.
Both times. Not good. Jalen Ramsey's response was awesome. I mean, it really was. I mean, like you can tell he's still fired up about it. Like I don't give a damn. All rules are off after that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. All rules are off.
He said it's not about football.
That's another one where I'd love the NFL to look at that and go, you know what? He did punch him. You can give Jalen Ramsey a penalty, but we're going to give the Bengals a penalty, and Jamar Chase is out of the game. We stand corrected. Jalen Ramsey, you're allowed to stay in the game. You are in your right to throw a punch there after somebody spits in your face. That's another one that I'd like to see them get involved. But regardless, that was a big story, and, man, Jamar Chase is going to have to hear those questions all week now.
It makes me even more impressed with Dak's reaction. Because I don't know as a human being how your first instinct isn't to throw the hardest punch you can.
Yeah, right.
Like
well, maybe when it's Jalen Carter, you're like,
I won't come out on top here.
I don't think my hardest punch is going to do much. And
that's right.
Yo, thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.